ma'am, we are from India's first media center, EFA Media, and my name is Nirali. So, ma'am, yes, ma'am. So, ma'am, can you introduce yourself?
Yes, thank you, Nirali. My name is Anisha Shekhar Mukherjee. I'm an architect with specialization in architectural conservation, and I also teach at as visiting faculty at the School of Planning and Architecture in Delhi. And I am an architectural historian, and I'm an author. So my book on the Red Fort of Shah Jahanabad, the second edition, is being released again at the Bhopal Literary Festival, and that's why I'm here.
And ma'am, you can take only this.
Right.
And ma'am, as your session was there about architecture and all, so ma'am, what was the concept of your session? Ma'am, can you tell students?
Yes, so what the basic idea behind the session was that how is history expressed in architecture? So because architecture is lots of things, and we live in architecture. You can't escape architecture, right? And so it gives you very important clues to how people thought, how they lived, what were their skills, what were their technologies, what did they hold important. And the Red Fort, because it was of course the residence of the Mughal emperor at that time in the 17th century, who was also not just, he was not just a monarch or a ruler, but he was also, if you look at, many functions that we see today in terms of, let's say, courts of justice, administration, all of that was in the Red Fort. So the Red Fort is a huge resource to give us information about how the societies were conducted, how people lived, and how they constructed. And construction is also, it gives you a big clue because, we are in the midst of climate change and we're all suffering from it. So they, especially in the Red Fort, it was like the grand finale of building experiments that happened before it, and we can learn so much from it. But how to live sustainably, how not to use too much, how not to waste too much, and how to include everybody within it, because the fort was more than a fort, as I mentioned in my talk. It was actually like a city. Yes, there were lots of people who stayed there. There were lots of functions. There were craftspeople who worked there. The Mughal army stayed there. The emperor stayed there. His family stayed there. There were markets. There were places where you had functions like the Bhopal Literary Festival. So all of that.
And ma'am, it is a side question I need to ask.
Yes.
Ma'am, like in art, in fest also, they're providing such guests like you a gaunt painting.
Right.
So, ma'am, what is the concept of gaunt architect and gaunt painting?
See, it's like this. I'm not too familiar with Gaunt architecture, but the painting is of course beautiful, and I'm very, very, very appreciative, and I think very highly of the Gaunt way of painting. And I also went to the Museum of Tribal Arts here, which is, I think, a fantastic place. There's no museum like this that I have ever seen anywhere in India or in the world, and I think it expresses, well, for want of a better word, tribal sensibilities. And I think that the tribes of India are some of the longest living occupants of the subcontinent, and they live with a complete balance with nature, and they express it in their art as well as in their buildings. So there's so much to learn from them. It's they don't seek to impose themselves. So normally a lot of tribal communities use materials like mud, they use wood. So these are all local materials. You don't get a huge carbon footprint in getting stuff from long way away, and they also dissolve into the earth. So, which reminds me of a very important thing. So one of the questions that was asked is the importance of memory. And yes, memory is very important because it's linked to how we think of ourselves, identity. But you can't remember everything. Yeah, it's because it's like your computers, they'd crash if you didn't clean them up. So I think one very important lesson that we also learn from the tribal way of life is how to live when you let go of a lot of things. So I think the kind of buildings that they use, they go back into the earth very gently. So the mud, the timber, and so I think it's also a lesson about how much do you let go, how much do you remember, what is it important to forget. So lots and lots of kind of lessons like that, and I think they're very sophisticated too. In one word, I think the kind of architecture, the kind of craft, the kind of painting, it's very, very sophisticated, the Gaunt.
Yes, ma'am. And ma'am, a short message you can convey to students.
Well, what I'd like to say to students is two messages.
Yes, ma'am, of course, of course.
The first is, I think you should always seek to question. So my entire journey in discovering what the Red Fort was about started with this question, because I couldn't understand how it would have been lived in. And the reason I couldn't understand how it was lived in is that a lot of it had been destroyed. But you see, this discovery that I made, and I learned so much at a personal level as well, and so much that I think we all can learn as a society about how to build, how to live. So that started with a question. So I would encourage all students to ask questions, not questions for the sake of asking questions, but to learn more. So not just to challenge authority, but to learn more. It's very important. So I think it's important not to accept things at face value. Question, but question with humility, with respect. You shouldn't be, I think, rude or rowdy while questioning. That's one. The second thing is, I think, and it's very important, and I think students are the key to really figuring out the mess that we are in, because climate change is something that is upon us. I don't think we can sort of say that it doesn't exist. Everywhere there are waters that are rising, places are getting hotter, places are getting colder, there are floods and typhoons, and a lot of it is linked to what we do every day. So I would say be very mindful of how you live. What do you buy? What do you consume? How do you throw it? So be very mindful, and I'd say be very frugal, because this is something I discovered, which I found very, very interesting, that in the Red Fort, so Shah Jahan was supposed to be the richest person in the world at that time. And what does he make? His buildings are not like 7-story high buildings. They're single-story pavilions where he goes out in the garden to pluck flowers and fruits. He doesn't build unnecessarily, doesn't use unnecessarily, and what is used, a lot of respect is given to the person who makes. So I think if you do that as students, if you use mindfully, if you choose what to use, how to throw, how to live, ensure that your cities are clean, all of that. I mean, it's big, tall order, but I think if you're mindful of everything around you, and you're respectful, and you have a questioning attitude, I think you'll be fine, and so will our country.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, last question.
Yes.
मैम लाइक टुडेज यूथ, आज की जो जनरेशन है
जी।
मैम, वो आर्किटेक्चर के उस पे ना, मतलब वो समझती हैं कि ये सब्जेक्ट बहुत बोरिंग है, ये ऐसा है कि
अच्छा,
मतलब
is that so?
यस मैम,
Okay.
आई हैव लिसन फ्रॉम मेनी पीपल. सो मैम, कैन यू इलेबोरेट इट कि मैम वो एक्चुअली है क्या, कि लोगों को इंटरेस्ट है उसमें?
Okay, I'll tell you. Of course, now दो चीज़ें हैं, आर्किटेक्चर क्या है और आर्किटेक्चर पढ़ने में क्या होता है. So there are two things, because architectural education is 5 years, and it's fairly strenuous and rigorous. I think ये मेरा personal opinion है, but I think architecture is one of the best educations I feel, because आप हर चीज़ पढ़ते हो, and as I said, you can't escape architecture, right? आप कहीं पर भी हो, आपको रहने के लिए कुछ बनाना पड़ेगा, unless you're living in a cave. So architecture is a very important part of our lives. ये हो सकता है that people think architecture is boring, maybe because of the way it's taught. That's one. And secondly, also perhaps some of the architecture that is being made today, that might not be very exciting. पर जैसे आप अपने भोपाल में ही देखो, when you come into भोपाल, जो आपका पुराना शहर है, it's so beautiful. और इनफैक्ट हम आ रहे थे, मुझे तो लग रहा था गाड़ी रोक के रुके और जाएं. So I think therefore what I would encourage young people to do is आप एक तो पता करो क्या है आपके हमारे देश में हर शहर में. You will have some of the older architecture, which I think almost it might be a little dirty sometimes, may not be, services might not be very good, but architecturally it's beautiful. So try to spend some time, discover it. And if I can tell you one more thing, there is a series of talks that I had curated called Talking Architecture. वो इसी वजह से बना था, to communicate to people कि architecture क्या है, क्या करना चाहिए architects को और architecture को, और कैसे हम architecture को अभी rather relevant बना सकते हैं. So if you, and these were by the India International Center, New Delhi. So there are 12 talks, and I think if all of you see them, you can encourage, you might enjoy them. So if you just search for Talking Architecture and my name, you'll probably get them. So I would encourage you to see them, and also, as I said, discover the architecture in your own cities, जहाँ पर भी आप हो. और पुराना architecture मेरे हिसाब से more often than not is quite beautiful. So I think you'll probably like it.
Of course,
Yeah.
ma'am. It was a glad talk to you.
Thank you. It was such a pleasure, Nirali.
Yes.